guys, welcome back. It's Melissa, and today we're doing a palette of the month for July. Since July is almost over, that's crazy to believe. This month has been so busy that I have not been able to fit in any more than the initial one and this one with my palette of the month, the Prism palette, and it's been busy with lots of new things that I've been playing with, and I kind of forgot about it. But for my palette of the month series, every month I choose a new palette and then combine it with different palettes. So I try to get 3 or 4 in with that palette, but this month we're getting 2. So I'm going to go ahead and up in the iCards, you guys can vote for August palette. And this is a way for me to play with old palettes that I haven't brought out in a while, but also combine them with either new things or other old things that I haven't played with, and just enjoy the makeup I have. So let's go ahead and for August, the options are going to be the AMI Hearts Beauty Galactic Phenom palette. Here is what this palette looks like. And then I don't think I've put the Flamingo palette in. Let's do the Flamingo palette. I haven't used this in a long time and I really did like it. So that's going to be the second palette option for August. So those will be up here in the iCards for you to vote on them. And I'm just going to add them to my big old stack right here of things that I need to put away. So let's go ahead and get into this look. Today, you guys voted and chose the Magic palette to pair the Prism palette with. So I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit and we're going to get started on this look. Let me show you what we're working with today. So the Magic palette and the Prism palette. Both very beautiful palettes. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for combining them today. I think I'm going to start with this shade Eden right here in the crease. It's like a corally neutral shade. And, well, I guess not the crease, the transition area. So that's just going to go right in the transition area. This is probably one of my favorite shades in here. Alright, so that's what we've got for the transition area. Let me see. I think I need a little more. For the crease, what do I want to do? Ooh. I think I'm going to start with Koji in the crease and then maybe add like one of these 2 deeper shades to the outer V. Don't know what yet. Koji is kind of like a deep pink magenta shade, and I'm just going to deepen up that corally shade with this one in the crease. This is my first brush I used was a Morphe 441, and it's just a fluffy blending brush. I use that one a lot. This one is a Coastal Scents SO6, so it's just like a pinched blending brush. I typically like to use a pinched blending brush for my crease area. Wet n Wild has got a really good one too. It's P15. These are probably my 2 favorite for the crease if I'm not being super specific where I want the shade, but I just want it laid down there and to pop in that crease area. Then I'm going to go back in with the Morphe one that I had that shade on. I'm not adding anything to it. I'm just going to blend where those 2 shades meet. I'm going to take it's IFE. It's this purpley shade right here. And I'm going to deepen up the outer V with this shade. I like to use like a pointed, smaller blending brush for my outer V's lately. I'm going to take this Morphe 507 brush. This one has fluffed out a bit since I've had it. I have another one, I believe, that is still, so these are both 507, so you can see, actually I think I'm going to use this smaller one. So some Morphe brushes they misshape a little bit. I'm fine with it because I actually like using both of them for different things. This is the Ife, I don't know, it's IFE is how it's pronounced. So I'm going to pull that a little bit into the crease and pull it in there. And then just around that outer V area. And then I'm going to pull a little bit down on the lower lash line. Not really sure what I'm going to do to the rest. There's a really pretty shade Faso in here that I might use on the lid, and then maybe Dimension from this one. Maybe we'll use those two for the lid. Dimensions from the Prism palette, and Faso is from the Magic palette. So when I pull into the crease, I like to first lay down the shade where I want it, and then with what's left, pull it in, because then I can get more of a blended look instead of, you know, I don't know what the word is, what I'm looking for. It just blends better together with that shade if there's not as much on the brush. I pulled out some of my smaller brushes. I've got a Morphe 124, I've got a Real Techniques detailer brush, and then this is an e.l.f. concealer brush. So these are some of the brushes that I'm going to use for the lid, and I am going to start with Faso. I'm going to spray it, and I think I'm going to put Faso on the entire lid, and then I'm going to take one of the shimmer shades from the Prism palette and layer it on top. So Faso is going to go all the way from the inner corner to where the outer view shade is. So just like 2/3 of the way through. This is probably one of my favorite shades from the Magic palette. Now that I've got that laid down, I'm not putting anything else on this little brush that I used for the purple. I'm just going to go in and blend right where these meet. Just kind of like going back and forth with that. Just helps those to really blend together and not have that like definite line. I'm going to take my Morphe 124. I'm going to take Dimension here. And I'm going to put that on the inner part of the lid. Not the inner corner, but the inner part of the lid. On top of Faso. Give it a little more depth to it. On that Real Techniques small detailer brush, I'm going to take this shade. It is Yamoja from the Magic palette, and that's going to be my inner corner shade. This Magic palette has like so many, like they're just really unique shades that you don't see a lot of. Like this one, it's kind of a silver, it almost has a hint of green, and it's like bright, but it's also got a depth to it. It's just a really interesting shade. Now I've got to figure out what else I want on this lower lash line. Like I want something kind of interesting. Maybe I'll take Saturn. So Saturn is this shade right here, so that'll kind of, it's more of a orangey brown, but that'll go with the transition area that we had here. And I'm going to blend it into where that purple is. I love a purple and orange eye look. I think that is going to be the eye look. I need to figure out. My orange liner totally dried out. I was thinking purple, but I think yellow. I think I like yellow. Just something different than what's on the lid already. So this is the ColourPop gel liner in Punch. And I'm going to layer another yellow on top of this one after I get this set down. So I've got that much done. Now I'm going to take the LA Girl one. This is the neon liner in, don't even know what shade it's in. Screamin'. This is one of their neon ones that I love. So that definitely helped the yellow pop a little bit. 2 layers of this one. Then I'm going to go ahead and do there we go. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do mascara, wing liner, and some black liner in my tight line. And I'll be back with the final look. Alright guys, here's the final look. I am loving it. Very sunsetty look. Actually, I think I want to put a little bit more of the yellow liner in my waterline. What was I going to say? Oh, I put on Parker from ColourPop. It's just kind of like a nudie, rusty, corally shade. But I thought it would go good with this look. So Parker is a matte lippy stick. All right, so this is the final look. I am not putting on lashes today because I am filming a video on some new lashes that I got in the mail to try out. So that will be coming as well, but what do you guys think? Don't forget to vote for, I don't even remember what the palettes are now, the Flamingo palette or the AMI Hearts Beauty Galactic Phenom palette, and that will be coming up in August. So I guess I will see you guys in, I'll see you guys in August. I will not have a video up tomorrow, but I will have one up August 1st, which is a Thursday, correct? Woo! Alright guys, thank you guys so much for joining me. I do hope that you will subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!